Cold Wall and Nike, you know it's about to be good. So a Cold Wall, which is a London-based clothing brand that takes a lot of its inspirations from industrial designs, have worked with Nike for around 7 years now on some pretty iconic shoes. We've now got the latest round of sneakers from these brands, and this time they have chosen one of the most popular sneakers in London streetwear. And in this video, I'm going to be reviewing the Cold Wall and Nike Air Max Plus TN. So these sneakers first saw a release on the Cold Wall website before seeing a wider release on the Sneakers app and other retailers a week later. And the retail price on these was $220 or 210 euros, also 200 pounds, which is definitely pretty high. It's around $20 more than the regular retail price of the Air Max Plus TN. And as of the time as me filming this video, there are quite a few sizes left on the Sneakers app as well as most other retailers in both the white and black colorways. There was another pair that dropped a blue colorway, which was exclusive to a Cold Wall and only sold on their website. And in my opinion, probably the best colorway from that entire pack. I wasn't very happy with the release of those sneakers, however, because when those sneakers released, I refreshed the website exactly at drop time and already most pairs and most sizes were already gone. And that's because I found out that they actually released the sneakers a few minutes early, which I don't really understand why. I thought it was a pretty disappointing release, and unfortunately I wasn't able to get that blue pair. Let me know in the comments if you guys managed to cop that one. And that blue colorway was inspired by the iconic exposed piping we see in a lot of buildings built by world famous renowned architect Richard Rogers. So Cold Wall and Nike have already had a pretty strong history of collaborations. These sneakers right here are in fact already the 4th model that they've collabed on, after both the Air Force One lows and highs, which were already pretty incredible. And then there was my favorite out of all of the Cold Wall collabs so far. That was on the Zoom Vomero 5. These dropped back in 2018, and it was the sneaker that basically made me fall in love with the Vomero 5s. It's just one of those sneakers that I'm never gonna sell from my collection. They're just that dope. And now we got a collab on the Air Max Plus TN, and the regular version of the shoe, well, it's the type of shoe that if you want to make a statement, those are definitely the sneakers you want to wear. It's one of the most unique Nike sneakers with its gradient uppers and the visible exoskeleton, but a Cold Wall has definitely managed to put its spin on this shoe. It is very different than most Air Max Plus TN, so let's get into it. Starting off with the box. Now both the white and black colorways come in the exact same box. It's done in this dark gray color. It's got some holes on the top and also along the side. It's got a bit of blue peeking through those holes. Additionally, you have the Cold Wall and Nike logos along the edges and also on the inside of the box. And looking at the shoes, now the first thing I noticed about this sneaker was that the materials on these pairs are very different than your regular Air Max Plus TNs. It's definitely giving me some serious luxury vibes. You normally have mesh uppers with a TPU exoskeleton. However, on this pair, the upper is almost entirely made out of leather, and it's a very nice soft leather as well. You can still see an exoskeleton on the sneaker, and it's embossed into the leather, which I think was pretty cool. The tongue of the sneaker is also done in leather. At the bottom, you see a Cold Wall logo there, and then also on the tongue tab, there is an ACW Air logo. You get some flat style laces with the sneaker, which matches the rest of the upper, and you don't get any extra laces. Both of the sneakers also feature the Nike logo, which has actually been laser etched into that leather upper. And you can also see some squares, which are at the front, the middle, and also the heel of the shoe, which according to the Cold Wall website is a nod to geometry. And both of these shoes were designed to age a bit faster than most Nike sneakers. They did the same thing on the Vomero 5s. They didn't include the coating that normally comes on Vomero 5s to prevent it from yellowing. You can see that my pair has definitely yellowed quite a bit throughout the years. And then also on these pairs, let's start off with the black one. You can already see on the back of the sneaker, on that TPU ribbed heel plate, there's a bit of aging going on there already. There's also a very subtle ACW logo there on the heel. as well as some Nike TN branding. And we also have the model number of the sneaker there. There's also some more TPU as you see this panel all along the side of the shoe and also on the mudguard. This TPU panel is also a bit more aged than the rest of the shoe, and it's interesting to see how that will change color over time. Moving down to the midsole. Now in pictures, I actually thought that this was a completely black sneaker, but having this in hand, you can see that this plate in the middle of the midsole is actually done in a very deep blue color. It kind of reminds me of the blue we saw on those Cortez 95s. The air bubbles on the lateral side, you can also clearly see a bit of blue peeking through. Another interesting detail is that around the air bubbles of the shoe, you can also see that they're made to look like they're aging a bit. On this black pair, there's a bit of white paint around the bubbles. And moving on to the medial side, on the heel, you'll see the air bubble features that classic yellow and red air bubble, which you see on most TN Plus sneakers. And on the outsole, on this black pair, you get a translucent outsole, which is done in that very dark blue color. Also, you'll notice that the swoosh on this particular pair is a bit blue, once again made to look like it's aging. Moving on to the white pair, which I have to say though is definitely my favorite of the two. My first impression when I held it in my hand was, whoa, are we sure that this is not an off-white Air Max Plus? Because I'm definitely getting some off-white type of vibes here. What I like about the white upper here is that it really highlights how soft that leather is. And also the swoosh on the sneaker, you'll notice, is a bit yellow, it's aged a bit, and it looks very clean on that white upper. Over time, you'll start to see the TPU panel along the side and mudguard, as well as the heel that will start to get quite yellow as the years go by, which is going to contrast so well against the rest of the shoe. And it's for that reason why I think actually out of the two colorways, the white one is the best, because over time I feel like these are really going to look good. But that does depend on whether or not you actually like that aged look. I understand completely that a lot of people just don't understand why would you want to make your sneaker look older than it is. I totally get that argument as well, so I think for you guys, you might like the black one instead. Also on this white pair, you can see around the air bubbles, it has been painted a bit in yellow. And check out the outsole too. You already get this pretty aged looking yellow outsole, translucent yellow outsole, which is definitely something that looks like you would see on an off-white sneaker. Let me know which of the two, the black pair or the white pair, let me know which of these do you guys prefer. Personally, I would rank the blue at number 1, then the white, and then the black. Moving on to sizing. So there is a reason why I don't personally own any Air Max Pluses in my collection, because I typically have never liked the way they fit. I always found the shoe to be a bit narrow for my feet and a bit uncomfortable. However, I got these in my true size, and I have to say that these definitely fit a little better than most other Air Max Pluses, but I don't feel like I really need to go up half a size. However, I still think if you have wide feet, you want to be going half a size up. But maybe it's because the leather on this is nice and soft. I feel like going true to size for me was the right size, so I did get this in my true size 11. To give you guys a bit of reference, so with some other Air Max sneakers like the Air Max 97, I also like to go a half size up in that one. I go true to size in the Air Max 1 as well as the Nike Dunk and Jordan 1s. I wouldn't say these are the most wide foot friendly. Once again, definitely if you have wide feet, go up half a size. But compared to your regular Air Max Plus TNs, expect these to be a little bit more forgiving on feet. The white pair and the black pair, of course, they didn't sell out, so there's no point talking about what these are going for on the resale market. However, the blue pair, which is obviously the most popular of all the colorways, because you can see that those are going for quite a lot of resale, nearly double in most sizes, which is definitely quite a lot of money. I will leave that up to you guys to decide whether you guys think it's worth it. As usual, you'll find StockX links to all these shoes in the description of this video. Overall, the Air Max Plus TN collab with a cold wall. What are my overall thoughts on these? Okay, I'll admit maybe I'm a bit biased because I've always been a huge fan of all of the cold wall and Nike collabs in the past. They're just so different looking than most other collabs. And these pairs right here, considering how much of an upgrade in materials you're getting than your regular Air Max Plus TNs and all of those different age details, I do think they are worth the extra $20 price point on these. My only complaint, of course, with both of these colorways is that, let's be honest, they are a bit plain looking. When you look at these up close, yeah, you can definitely appreciate all of the little details, those age details. But when you have these on feet and you see them from afar, they do, of course, kind of look like just an everyday white sneaker or a black sneaker, which does leave me wishing that there was just some design detail about this sneaker that made it stand out more. However, over time with all of the aging, I do think they will start to stand out more. So yeah, in my opinion, I do think these are worth the price. But of course, I want want to hear from you guys. What do you think about the Coldwall Air Max Plus TNs? Are you guys planning to get yourself a pair? And of course, if you found this video useful, make sure you hit that subscribe button because I'm dropping a ton of content every single week, guys, usually around 3 videos. Follow the Instagram as well as my sneaker podcast. All of the links can be found in the description. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and for watching this video. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.